What's up YouTube, we're back again, and today we're going to be going over my 2021 rod and reel arsenal. I know we're a little bit later than usual, but that's just because one of the rods took a long time to get here, like 3 times what it should have. But without further ado, let's get right into it. First is my all-purpose rod. It's an Insight. You guys know I like these rods. I mean, for 50 bucks you cannot beat them for the price. Got that paired up with Crowder DC 7 gear. This is like my all-purpose jig and worm rod. Senko, stuff like that, jigs, Texas rigs, spinner baits occasionally I'll throw on this setup. If I would only have one in the whole arsenal, this would be it right here. Next up, we got my spinner bait and dark sleeper combo. This is a Shimano Casitas discontinued reel, but it's got a Falcon Buku, or no, it's a Falcon Jason Christie signature rod, 6/8 spinnerbait square bow rod. It's a little bit not really parabolic enough for the square bill, so I'm primarily going to use this thing for spinnerbaits and dark sleepers. Paired up with both of these reels so far are paired up with 12-pound P line. So yeah, there's that. Next we got my Topwater rod. This is Shimano SLX combo 610 medium with the 6 gear. I got 12-pound Maxima Ultra Green. I might switch to braid with this thing in the future depending on how well the mono is doing. Pair that up with 6 gear just so better slack control, 610 medium, SLX combo right there. Now here's the one I'm probably one of the most excited about this year, and this is the rod that took forever. This is the Mega Bass Levante Jerkbait Special, and very, very happy to finally have a dedicated jerkbait rod. I don't need to alternate on what was my jerkbait and Topwater rod. Pair that up with my old Metanium 6:2 to 1 gear ratio. I put 10-pound Sunline Assassin on that, and this is pretty much what I'm going to use for 110s, Edo Shiners, 110 plus ones, stuff like that. Basically all my regular size jerkbaits I'm going to throw on this thing. Mega Bass Levante Jerkbait Special with the 2016 Metanium 10-pound Sunline Assassin. Another one that I'm really excited about this year is the chatterbait rod, but not the rod, the reel. I got the new Shimano Metanium. You guys probably saw my review on that reel. I'm very, very happy with it so far. Evergreen combat stick, jackhammer special, 7.3 heavy glass, crankbait bladed jig rod. Very, very solid rod. Probably one of the best rods on the market for bladed jig fishing, which is something that I do a lot. So catch a lot of big fish in the springtime with this setup right here. And yeah. Pair that up with 20-pound Sunline Sniper. Another new addition is the lipless crankbait and square bill setup. This is pretty much I'm going to throw like most of my crankbaits on, except for like the really, really heavy ones. This is a G Loomis E6X 845 CBR. So what that is 7-foot medium heavy moderate fast taper. And I use this for pretty much all my crankbaits and stuff like that, like your medium running wiggle ward type things. I throw all my liplesses on it. Shimano Corrado K 8.5 to 1 because it helps me really keep it out above the grass, so I'm not dredging in it when I'm throwing a lipless, which is something I do starting to do more and more here. 14-pound, might be 15, I'm not sure, but 14 or 15-pound P-line CXX, pretty solid line. So there's that. All right, moving into the heavy cover stuff. We got my frog rod, Dobbins Fury 735C. It's a 7'3" mag heavy, and this is what I'm going to throw all my frogs on. This past year, you guys who will watch my previous Arsenal videos, you guys know I used to use a 7.6 heavy American Hero lose rod. I actually blew up that rod in 3 pieces trying to flip a 1.5 pound bass with some grass on it. Just wasn't able to withstand it. Blew it up in 3 different pieces. So I got this one, this is Dobbins Fury. Pretty happy with it so far. 50-pound Power Pro, regular Power Pro on there, and I pair that up with a Chronarch MGL in a 7-gear. Feel like a 7-gear is like the perfect ratio for frogging because you can still have slack control and you're not really picking up too much slack to where you can't really walk it effectively. So there's the frog rod. Next up we got the punching rod. Second and last SLX combo of the lineup. I usually pair this with 65-pound braid, but I only had 50 laying around, so I smacked 50 on there. It'll have to work for now until I get some better braid. Shimano SLX 8-gear on here does the job. I caught a 6-pounder on this setup this past summer, punching mats. Pretty happy with it so far. I also flipped that fish, by the way. 710 heavy. It's not really the best for punching, but it works pretty well for me. So there's that. Punching and frogging combos. They can be done on the same rod and reel. I highly recommend you guys get 2 separate setups for that, because if they miss a frog and they're not hitting it, you can punch in there with another rod ready to go, fire it in there, usually smash it. Alright, now we're going into the big bait stuff. This is probably what a lot of you guys came here to see, and something that I'm really excited about, so let's get right into it. The lowest end is my Dobbins 806 Swimbait rod. Fury 806, not really anything special. 20-pound Sunline Sniper, Corrado 300K. Recently fished this reel down in Florida, very happy with it, very smooth, definitely recommend it for the price if you're starting to get into big swim baits. That's a 6.6 gear, just for faster glides and stuff like that. I am planning to upgrade this rod. As you guys know, I usually would throw the 795 for my smaller glides, but I had I had a guide come off of that rod just from heavy use. But I am looking forward to getting something different this summer for 2022. So this is going to be what I'm throwing on my small glide baits. Just anything up to 4 ounces I'm going to throw on this thing. So yeah, 20-pound Sniper, Corrado 300K, and yeah, got Narashi on there right now. Second one is like my do-everything swim bait setup. It's Tranks 300 HG 7-gear. It's really fast. I mean, it's probably the equivalent of like a 9-gear, like high 8 to low 9s, because it picks up like 44 inches of line per handle turn, which is kind of insane. But 300 Tranks, IMX Pro G Loomis 966, and this is what I'm going to be throwing my Explorers, Depths 250s, Gancraft 230s, anything from that 4 to 7 ounce range I'm going to throw on here. Mostly hard baits, because I feel like this 966, it's got a little bit more parabolic action. It is still stiffer than the Dobbins 806, but it definitely helps having a parabolic rod when you're throwing treble hook baits, especially when it comes down to big swim baits. So I got 30-pound P-line CXX on here, straight P-line. I don't run braid to leader anymore unless I'm fishing like a Huddleston or something else, just because I had a failure. I threw off a Depths 250 because connection not failed, but I'm sure I did it right. So I'm just not taking any more chances. I'm going straight line. 30-pound P-line CXX on this. Again, this is going to be throwing most of my glides on. If I have to, I will throw a Huddleston on it. It'll work, but it's not really ideal. I do have a rod specifically for that. And that's this rod right here. This is my custom 967 blank. It's like a 8-foot, I think. I don't even know. It's like an 8-foot, extra heavy power. Good for jig hook baits like Huds. Batesmith Magnum I can throw on this thing. Very heavy duty. I can throw glides on it, but I prefer to throw a little bit more moderate action rod. Calcutta 400B. Right now I got 30-pound P-line CXX on it. And this is pretty much my Hud setup. Jig hook swim baits like your Huddleston, your Magnum. I will not throw the 10-inch Huddleston. I feel like it's a little bit too light for that because the 10-inch Huddleston, it weighs like 8 ounces. It's really heavy. But yeah, most of my jig hook soft baits I'll throw on this thing. 5-to-1 gear ratio really helps when you're slow rolling that HUD in the bottom. And yeah, and now last rod in the arsenal, the 12th rod and reel. This is the big boy. This is the Dobyns Champion 908. This is going to be what I throw my Hinkle trouts on. 12-inch Osprey, 14-inch Osprey, like the giant baits. 10-inch HUD, like 8 ounces and up I'm throwing on this thing. Got a Calcutta Conquest 400. Probably one of the nicest reels I own. This is such a dream setup to have for fishing, you know, the Hinkle, and hopefully a muddler soon. Hopefully I can get one of those soon. But 30-pound CXX on it. Again, pretty solid line for big swim baits. Dobyns 908. I can throw a lot of things on this thing. Hinkle trout, beautiful rod for it. Calcutta Conquest 400, silky smooth. I'm very happy with this. So that's pretty much it. And if you guys notice on my higher end setups, I do keep these Luna Sea Cushits on them. It just helps. If I do have an issue, if the one goes in the water, it says it floats, so it's pretty much the only reason why. It is a little bit more comfortable, especially on the big swim bait rods, having them on there, so yeah, there's that. Calcutta Conquest 400, Dobyns 908, solid combo, guys. Alright, so that's pretty much it. There's my rod and reel arsenal. I'll put all the rod and reel links in the description in the order that I showed them, and hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully we can hit you up with some reviews. If you guys want to see any of these reels or rods being reviewed, just let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll shoot to you guys those later at some point. But for now, we'll see you guys next time. I do have the big swim bait test video coming up. I just need to edit it. It's a lot of footage to go through, so it'll take me a while to edit that. But thanks for watching. See you guys later.